Good afternoon, JNF Director Roni Rab, Counselor General Peleg, to all of our friends with the Jewish community who have tuned in today, and Chief Todd, good afternoon, sir. September 11th is a day that firefighters and first responders honestly will never forget. 343 firefighters were killed along with 69 other first responders. And I think it's very important, and Chief Todd touched on this, that we salute the memory of these brave men and women. There were 412 in total who ran towards the danger when everyone else was trying to run from it. And unfortunately, since that day, some 19 years ago, hundreds more have become sick or have died from complications due to the exposure of toxic dust that they inhaled at Ground Zero. So we can also hopefully never forget them as well. The selfless acts of these brave men and women who perished must never be forgotten. And that is why this event today is so important. So I really would like to thank the Jewish National Fund and the event organizers. I know we have the Scouts, the Israeli Scouts or Eagle Scouts, and the other organizers and sponsors of this event for the invitation. And I'm very honored to be here representing my fire department, my city, and our wonderful country, as well as my fire station. I'm at Fire Station 76, which is right next to the Broward Mall. Stop by and see me. Well, after the virus is over, stop by and come and see us. I've actually been to the 9/11 memorial in Jerusalem, and I'll tell you something. The technology that's available in cameras today cannot accurately capture the beauty and the magnificence of that wonderful memorial. That picture is from 2017. I was a part of the delegation of 10 U.S. firefighters who went to Israel to help fight some terrible fires that were happening around Jerusalem. And I highly encourage anyone who travels to Israel to visit this magnificent memorial. It truly is breathtaking, and it's just such a wonderful gesture that Israel would put up a memorial with the names of all the victims. And again, it's been pointed out several times. It is the only one in the world outside the United States that has all the names inscribed. Truly, truly a wonderful, heartfelt gesture from Israel. So I'd like to thank the State of Israel for that. I've actually been to Israel twice to volunteer as a firefighter. Worked together with the Israel Fire and Rescue Services and the Emergency Volunteers Project. It was an amazing experience, but I have to tell you that, Israelis do some of the same things that Americans do. They leave pots on the stove that start a fire in their homes. I've been on a call for that in Jerusalem. They get in car accidents and they need the jaws of life to be rescued. I participated in a rescue in Sderot. And cats also get stuck in trees there too. So whether it's in Jerusalem, Sderot, Beersheba, Ashkelon, Akko, everyone is always calling the fire department. And no, we no longer respond to cats being stuck in the tree. Why? Well, have you ever seen a cat skeleton in a tree? No, they'll come down when they're ready. So it's okay, you don't have to call us. And what can only be described as impeccable timing, just this past week, the State of Israel sent a delegation of 10 firefighters to help the United States deal with the raging wildfires in California. Quite remarkable that you have a country with about 9 million people send firefighters to help the United States with 320 million people. It's really, truly amazing. And we appreciate that. And in a way, it's like a reciprocal gesture in that we have sent delegations of firefighters to help as well. Like I pointed out before, when I was in Israel in 2018, along the southern border. Between May and August of that year, there were over 1,000 fires started along the Gaza border. To put it in perspective, last year in Plantation, we probably had about 35 structure fires for the whole year. And Israel had about 1,000 fires within about 3 months. It was extraordinary. So we appreciate the amazing gesture of love and friendship that we both respond to the alarm for help. It is yet another example of the unbreakable bond between the United States and Israel. It is a bond that can never be broken. I'd like to thank you again for allowing me to share my story, and I hope that you will remind everyone to never forget the first responders from 9/11 and their families, who I know miss them very much. And I'm dedicated to represent their honor by going back to Israel to help the State of Israel, because I'm Israel Kai, and we have to stay dedicated to the preservation of our bond together. And I'd like to thank you all again. God bless you all, and good night.